Out with VLAs, but in with VFSAs. What's going on, everybody? David Feldman-Makrias, and with this, we talk a lot about VLAs on this channel. We talk a lot about, well, now called VAs on this channel, vehicle ads. And why? Because they're a powerful marketing avenue in the high intent search field for automotive dealers. If you want to get in front of customers and not have to pay your third-party vendors an arm and a leg for leads, this is how we've been able to do that in the last couple of years. And guess what? Just like everything in Google and AI and all this stuff, it's changing. Can you tell I just had some coffee? I'm on it. Let's go. So with that being said, we recorded a video recently about VFSAs, what they are, what they look like. Some of my dealer groups and dealers are actually pointing them out. And the biggest question was, David, how are you and your team going to help us get on VFSAs? Why can't we have that? Well, this video, we're going to walk you through how we do that because now we know. So first and foremost, let's talk about the difference. What is VFSAs? Vehicle feeds on search ads, okay? And so in order to understand the difference, we're going to talk about the vehicle feed itself and the search ad so we can understand a little bit of the difference. So let me give you an example. Okay, so check this out, right? Okay. I did a search in Dallas, Texas, and I can see the VLAs right here. I just did new Honda CRV, right? And these are VLAs, vehicle listing ads or vehicle ads, as they're now called. How we know, we have the picture, we have the year, make, model, trim, we have sale price, an MSRP price, a condition, the actual store, and the location of the city. So that is a VLA. Now, I can't find a search ad to save my life right now, and they're becoming less and less visible, at least frequently. But this essentially would look like a search ad. It's actually an organic ad. Imagine if it had the little sponsored or ad above here. I forget what it's called, or the exact name. But if it had a little thing up here that said it was an ad, that's pretty much what it would look like. That would be your headline, your description, and maybe some site links, right? This just happens to be an organic result, but it's a good indication. This is a VLA, and this is a search listing. It's not an ad. But you can take these two, and imagine we're taking these two, and we're combining them, and that's what a VFSA is. So let me dig into that deeper. Like if we look at this Audi Palo Alto, we have your headline right up here. Then you have your description. And then you have your VLA or your VAs. And then you have more stuff here. They're actually assets, site link assets, formerly extensions. But they are part of the search ad. So really we're looking at a new type of Google Ads sandwich. Your top bun is your first part of your search ad, right? It's your headlines and descriptions. The bottom bun, that's your assets. Right? That's your assets. It's all part of a search ad, though. Okay. And then you have your juicy Five Guys, hamburger in the middle with cheese, onions, lettuce, tomato. I'm hungry. And that's your vehicle ads. So essentially, that's your new type of ad sandwich. So introducing vehicle feeds on search ads. So we can see this a little more extensively, right? Here's your headlines, your descriptions. That's your top one. You have your vehicle ads. That's your juicy patty with all the condiments. And then you have your assets down here. So what we were doing is essentially, how do we show up for this? Notice always the search, Audi SUV dealers near me, okay? This is not a model search. I'm not looking for Audi Q5s. I'm not looking for Audi Q5, 2020 Audi Q5 Premium. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a dealer term. I'm looking for more branding dealer terms. That's where these trigger. So the campaigns that they're most likely going to trigger on is what we call brand campaigns, specifically brand campaigns set up for dealer near me searches. So essentially, these aren't search ads that show up on VLAs. These are VLAs that show up in search ads. Again, VLAs that show up in search ads. All right. When we were looking at this, we thought, okay, what are we going to do? How do we do this? How do we get there? Right? How do we actually do it? And Google gave us this little bullet point list, key requirements within PMAX with vehicle feed campaigns. What do we have to do? We have to have an associated merchant center vehicle feed with active offers. Well, guess what? We have VLAs and we have merchant center because that's necessary. So done. We have it. Next, we have advertiser provided asset or automatic assets enabled. Yeah, we've done that. We've tested that. No problem. The problem was we were like, okay, well, we have all the stuff. Let's try and configure the campaign in this way and then spend some money and see if it pops up. And guess what happened? We failed. We did not pop up that way at all. So we spent hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars actually to try and pop up in that respect, and we didn't once. So we had to contact Google. And it wasn't just talking to your local quote unquote Google rep. It was actually reaching out to their support team, getting them hooked up with our Google Ads MCC account manager, who's helpful with certain communication aspects, and knowing the right team in Google to go to. And it turns out this is what we have to do. And this is an email from a little more than 5 days ago now, but this was a response from Google. This is a practitioner success manager, Travel and Travel. That'd be a cool word. Travel and vehicle ads, G-Tech ads performance, right? So, fancy title, right? So they responded on a technical question. We were working on like, how does it work? How do we exclude certain cars? If we want to exclude certain cars, do we have to do that at the merchant center level, the Google level? How do we do that? So he responded, test, yes, the listing group exclusion from your Performance Max with vehicle feed campaigns will automatically be applied to the vehicle feed in search campaigns. Our system will find the best set of relevant products, consider the query in the ad grid. If you have only one Performance Max with vehicle feed campaign in your account, the listing group exclusion from that campaign will be applied to the vehicle feed and search campaigns, VFSAs. For accounts of multiple PMAX campaigns that use a vehicle feed, the system will combine all enabled products from these campaigns to serve on the vehicle feed search campaigns. So that's kind of important. Like, we run a lot on exclusions and segmentations on the campaign level. This won't work, right? It's going to just bundle it all up. So the above changes, which use listing group exclusion to filter the vehicle feed, will apply to all search campaigns in the same Google account. So it's just a question on slicing and dicing. But the essence is we had to contact not just regular Google support, not just Google account manager support. We had to actually ask for the Skunkworks vehicle ads Google support. And now we actually have a direct contact to figure this out. And it's a beta program-ish. It's just kind of unlisted at this point. So if you want to know how to do that, comment me in the videos and we can help. My team and I can help get you on this program, or at least tell you the steps on how to do it, and we'd be happy to. I'd be happy to. I want people to have as much access as possible. That's what we do for our business. Here's another thing too: reporting, right? Because Google rolls out this kind of stuff all the time, but how do we know it's actually working? Here's what he told me: this confirms that Google Ads account you authorize has been opted in. Cool. The format will use vehicle inventory data from the Merchant Center and can surface vehicle-specific offers alongside your text ads on Google Search Network. No further action is required. So he pretty much said, you're good. But now performance reporting for VFSAs, including impressions, clicks, and other metrics related to feed interactions, can be tracked in Google Ads by segmenting by click type. Let me show you what that means, because we need to be able to report on stuff. Check this out. So, all right, live Google Ads account for a dealer that actually has this enabled. Recent date range, October 1st through 16th. It is October 17th, 2025, as of this recording. I went to segment. Well, first off, I'm in the campaigns overview, okay? So if you run your own ads, go to the campaigns overview. You're going to go to segment and segment by what's called click type. So when you do that, this is what you should see. Here's a search campaign denoted by this magnifying glass. That is a surefire search campaign. We spent $487 on this campaign. It received 7 conversions, so it's a little better than $100 cost per conversion, whatever. Boom. Vehicle assets. That's what it comes under. And out of this 440, 480, we spent $12 on that. We received 44 impressions in 1 click. So it's not a lot of visibility, right? But we have some. If I keep going down here, you'll see another one, vehicle assets here, 1 click, 36 impressions. So, and that's a search campaign. So again, we're in the beginning phases of testing this, and it's really just to make sure you saturate a placement when we have that. There's no real direct control of the placement right now, but I'm sure as time moves on, my team's pretty good at this stuff. We'll be able to figure out how we saturate the VFSA placement, just like we did the VLA placement. So we'll be staying tuned for Google's latest and greatest. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what questions you have in the comments. And, if you want to get your ads to show up in the new format, VFSAs, let me know. Talk to you next time.